Hello, hi, my name is Joanne. Welcome to my channel where today we're going to be discussing yet another problematic high profile person. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of them these days. So today, Beyonce and Jay Z are on the chopping block. I kind of have a feeling that today's video is going to be kind of long, so you knew that when you clicked on this video. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So it's almost been exactly a year since Beyonce released her Blackest King movie album, her supposed love letter to Africa, basically showing the amazing landscapes, the talent, the musical artistry, like just everything you can think of. It really showed the best of African creativity and artistry. So yeah, it was great. I liked it. I did have my criticisms of that particular project that she did, and you can click on this video to find out more. I went quite in depth into how I did find it quite problematic, and I was giving Beyonce just a bit of a side eye. So a year later, I'm not particularly surprised by her actions, which I'll get into. We've basically gone from Beyonce being Mama Africa and donning the gele, doing the dances, looking very tribal and pro-Africa, to this. Basically the face of one of the biggest blood diamonds in the world. Beyonce and Jay Z have partnered with Tiffany Co to launch their new campaign about love. So basically they're meant to be this iconic couple representing and embodying iconic and real honest love, or whatever they're trying to get across. Interesting choice of couple, considering Jay Z very publicly cheated on Beyonce, but that's for another video. I'm not really too concerned with that problematic part of this campaign. Like, I don't really care, to be honest. What I'm more concerned about is now their affiliation and endorsement of this blood diamond. And of course, diamonds are the ultimate symbol of love. How you show your significant other how much you love them. How big is the ring? How big is that diamond? How much did you spend? That's the real question when people ask when you get engaged. Not, are you sure about this guy? Are you sure you really love her? Do you think you can survive the next 10 years with this person? No, it's how much did you spend on your engagement ring? With diamonds symbolizing ultimate love and affection, of course they had to be parading their big ass diamond. Yeah, so this is the famous yellow Tiffany diamond, valued at a nice $30 million. Yeah, and there's been a huge amount of backlash against Beyonce and Jay Z, which I am about to get into. But before that, I think it's very important that I give some backstory to blood diamonds and why they're such a big deal in the first place. As you may or may not know, Africa is actually the world's top biggest producer of diamonds, as well as other natural crude resources. Africa accounts for about 65% of the world's diamonds and is valued at about $80 billion. That's with a B. Yeah, that's all well and good, but the problem lies is that a lot of these diamonds are what are called blood or conflict diamonds. Now, according to the UN, a blood or conflict diamond is a gem mined in a war zone and used by militias and warlords to finance their operations. This was highly publicized in the movie Blood Diamond, where they focused on Sierra Leone and the blood diamond industry there. The movie with Leo DiCaprio and Djimon Hounsou. Like, it was a great movie, definitely recommend it, 10 out of 10. During the Sierra Leone War between 1991 and 1999, the blood diamond industry was a large contributor to the war effort and suffering of its people. The Sierra Leone War claimed about 75,000 lives and displaced about 500,000 Sierra Leoneans. So they ended up being refugees, and it was a huge humanitarian crisis. And basically the way blood diamonds worked to fund the war is that these warlords and these rebels would start selling these blood diamonds to the highest bidder. They would basically sell these diamonds to the highest bidders and end up on the high streets in a lot of these Western countries. What is a very famous atrocity is that they would chop off the hands, legs, lips, ears, noses of people to basically make a point to instill fear and dominance over the people. Where this particular Tiffany yellow diamond comes from isn't Sierra Leone, but it was found in South Africa. It was discovered in South Africa in 1878 in the Kimberley mines. Now, although the atrocities that occurred in South Africa weren't as bad as Sierra Leone, a lot of people would say that the blood diamond industry highly contributed to apartheid, which was the segregation between Black and white South Africans, which was a very cruel and ruthless regime. Look it up if you don't know about apartheid. apartheid, you should know, really. Let's talk a little bit more about this famous, beautiful yellow diamond, shall we? As I said earlier, it was discovered in 1878 in the Kimberley mines in South Africa. It was valued as 287.42 carats in the rough, which was then purchased by Charles Lewis Tiffany for about $18,000. He got it cut and set, cut it into a cushion shape, and was now valued at 128.54 carats with 82 facets, and is now worth about $30 million. Yeah, so he made a really good investment. The exclusivity of the diamond has now to this day only been worn by 4 women. The first woman being Mary Whitehouse, an American socialite. She wore this at the Tiffany Ball in 1957. The second woman to wear it was Audrey Hepburn. This was in 1961 to promote the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's. The third woman was in 2019 by Lady Gaga. She wore this at the 91st Academy Awards show. So as you can see, it's a particular demographic of women who have worn this diamond. So it was quite a big deal that the 4th woman to wear this was Beyonce. Okay, Beyonce. She became the first black woman to wear this Tiffany yellow diamond. And, you know, I feel like they were very much going for the wow, which first black woman. This is amazing. We're really making strides and progress with racial equality and diversity. It's very strange that this diamond was found in Africa, where, you know, people there are largely majority black, yet it's now taken from 1878 till 2021 for a black woman to wear it, and not an African woman. Does that not seem a bit problematic? Yeah, maybe a bit. I read a bit more into this Tiffany campaign, like what exactly were they trying to achieve with this. They're recently acquired by this fashion powerhouse LVMH, I think that's correct, and they're very much trying to freshen up their brand and, you know, get a more diverse clientele. That's not me and you. No, they're not trying to get me to buy diamonds, not that I could afford it. They're appealing to the 1%, which Jay Z and Beyonce are part of. In fact, they're billionaires, so they're really part of the 0.01%, if not the 0.001%. Anyway, that's another conversation. So they were very strategic with selecting Beyonce. She is one of, if not the biggest entertainer in the world right now. Her and Jay Z are a force to be reckoned with. They are a superpower couple. Beyonce is very much about social justice issues, as seen in Blackest King. Even before that, she's been very much pro-black, pro-woman. And more consumers are becoming more conscious or more ethical in their purchases. That comes from their coffee, chocolate, things like that. Fair trade is becoming more and more popular. People are really wanting to buy more ethically these days. So I can imagine it seemed like a good look to have Beyonce, who's such a, you know, massive social justice warrior, the face of their campaign. But it's kind of backfired. It just didn't go the way they were planning for it to go. They also pledged to donate $2 million to HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities. In the grand scheme of things, when we're talking about millionaires and billionaires, $2 million, like kind of chicken change. I really feel like it's a bit of like, you know, dusting over a bit of, okay, black people, there you go. It doesn't quite make up for the hundreds of years of, you know, pain and suffering and death that the diamond industry has caused to Africans. You might have also noticed in the campaign that there is a painting, and this is by the famous Basquiat. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Please forgive me if I haven't. Yeah, I'm just going to carry on saying Basquiat. So Basquiat is the late Puerto Rican and Haitian American artist. He was actually very famous for being very anti-establishment. He was very pro-racial consciousness and social awareness. One of his famous pieces, called Obnoxious Liberals, kind of depicts, you know, the negative sides of capitalism and dark side of what capitalism can produce in the world. I get what they were trying to do by having Basquiat's painting, but apparently it's never before seen painting in this background. Like, they really thought, you know, having Beyonce, Jay Z, Basquiat together, like, I just feel like it's so tone deaf. Like, I really feel like Basquiat would be very much against this campaign and his work being used in this campaign. I feel like it's like having Nina Simone's music playing over a bleaching advert. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. I feel like Basquiat would be very much against. And, you know, Jay Z's obviously embodying the hair and all that stuff. So, like, yeah. This campaign was very strategic, basically. And I know there'll be some people saying that, you know, Tiffany's and Co is very much anti-blood diamond. They've made all these different pledges and commitments to being against conflict diamonds. They're even part of the Kimberley Process. So basically, it was getting very hard to ignore that a lot of these diamonds were coming from very problematic places, and, you know, it was fueling a lot of wars and a lot of genocide in these countries. So what happened in 2003 was basically a way to clean up the mining process, basically to ensure that companies could buy their diamonds that were free of the term blood or conflict diamond. So Tiffany's is actually part of that Kimberley process, like a certificate that they can get to prove that this is not a blood diamond. But increasingly it's becoming aware that this Kimberley process is very flawed. Like, it's very flawed. I really feel like it's just a smokescreen for these jewelers to still sell their diamonds without the whole backlash of it being blood diamonds. Like, I still believe they're very much selling blood diamonds. I looked a bit more into this Kimberley process. So apparently the Kimberley process doesn't actually apply to a single stone, but batches of stones that they acquire. So each individual stone, you're not actually sure where they come from, but these batches of stones, it can be slapped on a Kimberley process, not a blood diamond, that's it. But we don't actually know where these single diamonds are coming from. Once these batches are cleaned up and cut, they're shipped out, and you have really no way to actually trace where your diamonds are coming from. The diamonds that you see in stores and jewelers, there is literally no way to say where these diamonds have come from. Now, there are particular diamonds that have been mined in parts of like Canada, or I think Russia as well, that you can trace back to where they are. They have these special like sort of etchings that they can put on the diamonds to be able to trace them, but this hasn't been a thing in Africa. So there is really no way to actually prove that these diamonds that they're selling are not blood diamonds. It's all this convenient smokescreen. Also, the Kimberley process doesn't actually address child labor, which a lot of miners are. They are children. They are in such extreme poverty that they have to go into these mines, that they don't have any sort of regulations to make sure that these working environments are safe. And their pay is not regulated at all. So fair pay is just not a thing. Where you'll see with fair trade, they ensure that their farmers and everything, they're paid fairly. With diamond industry, there is no sort of fair trade or fair pay system. So yeah, it's a very flawed system. In fact, in 2008, the Zimbabwean army actually seized a major diamond deposit in eastern Zimbabwe, which killed about 200 miners. And according to the Kimberley process, this does not breach any of their protocols. So the diamonds that were seized from this part of Zimbabwe would not be classed as blood diamonds according to the Kimberley process. So you kind of see how flawed this system is. So no, as much as they're trying to make this a win for Black people, I don't see it at all. It's a win for maybe the Black people in the 1%, but like for the large majority of us, like this does nothing for us at all. It's actually quite an insult to the supposed ancestors that Beyonce is so keen on appeasing and respecting. And just on a wider topic, I've always felt a way about diamonds. Not that I can afford them. I don't have any diamonds. If I could afford them, I don't think I'd want to have diamonds. I prefer not to have a diamond engagement ring. Even if they come from non-conflict areas like Canada or Russia, I just don't personally like what diamonds represent. They have a very long and dark history. I just rather not have things like that. Of course, that's easy for me to say. I'm not in the position to buy diamonds and nobody proposing to me right now. And I just don't agree with the whole facade of diamonds being a girl's best friend and, you know, diamonds are forever. Diamonds are literally the most successful, biggest capitalist marketing ploy to this day. Arguably, diamonds are not as rare as the industry might make you seem like. In fact, diamonds are what are known as a Veblen good. So a Veblen good is basically something that is made well, is exclusive, and is a status symbol. So a lot of things are like that, like Birkin bags, for example. Because of how exclusive they are and the status that they have, that makes them more expensive. So if you were to say diamonds are very rare, they're exclusive, they're a status symbol, people are gonna want that. That's what Veblen goods are. It's literally plagued. It's plagued this society. Diamonds are everywhere. In music, in videos, in movies, on red carpets, everywhere. Like, you have not made it if you don't have diamonds, okay? Everybody wants a bit of diamond, a bit of bling bling. I'm not on that bandwagon. Like, yeah, leave it out, it's fine. Now, what's interesting is Beyonce's mother actually came out in defense of her daughter. You know, fair play to her. So this is what Miss Tina Lawson said.
How many of you socially conscious activists own diamonds? I thought so. Well, guess what? Did you go to try to check where the diamond came from? Probably not. So when you guys get engaged, you won't have a diamond. You're going to put on a sterling silver band, and you better check out where it came from and the origin of where it came from. And while you're at it, check out the calls for the leather that you wear.
I could tell Miss Tina was a bit emotional, so there's a bunch of typos. Don't worry, I'll figure it out.
Because they made it from another country to ban and not to buy diamonds, right, because you're righteous.
So I'll be honest, she does have some good points. You know, diamonds have been worn up and down, flaunted everywhere from music videos to red carpets, just everywhere. It's not a new thing. Celebrities, even like regular people, have been wearing diamonds for a long time. So I get it. I get her outrage. Lady Gaga also wore it back in 2019. No one really made a big fuss of it. In fact, she was celebrated. But, and it's a big but. Number one, Lady Gaga is not a pro-black social person. You know, she's not very pro-black. She's not fighting for justice within the black community. That is not her brand. If she was to, you know, wear a certain item that was offensive to the LGBTQ community, then she would have to be accountable to them, because she's very much based her brand in being pro-gay community and pro-LGBTQ. So that doesn't quite make sense to me. But Beyonce has branded herself as being very pro-black, very outspoken, and very pro-Africa. She has put herself in this predicament. She has now made herself into becoming a living, breathing contradiction. So, you know, it's all about respecting Africa, respecting your root, taking pride in being black, but yet you are openly displaying, promoting, endorsing an industry that has been very harmful and very damaging to Africans to this day. To this day. There are other industries like leather, gold, ivory, even like our smartphones. The cobalt that's found in the smartphones are mined from industries that are very problematic and very unfair. So yeah, I get it. There are a lot of things that we use on day to day that are funding very problematic industries. With that being said, blood diamonds are, I feel like, a different kettle of fish. They have literally like funded and instigated wars, have literally contributed to the most horrific regimes like apartheid. So I feel like it's, you know, it's slightly different. There's also been reports that Beyonce, a close source to Beyonce, has said that she's upset and angry and she feels kind of duped in a way. I'm sub-quoting. And I don't buy that for 1 second. I feel like she's trying to do a bit of damage control. Not for 1 second do I think that Beyonce, as private, as particular that she is, has put herself in this campaign, not doing any research, not doing any sort of background checks or vetting. Like, there's just no way. So you can miss me with that. I don't believe that for 1 second. She just didn't think that she'd get backlash that she's getting now. It's meant to be like a very pro, like, yeah, black people, we've made it, we've arrived in this white institution. So it kind of makes me question, they clearly don't need the money. They didn't do this for the money. So what exactly did they do this for? My suspicions tell me it's for their image. Like I said before, they are in the 0.01%. And with that, they have to present themselves in a certain way, be affiliated with certain groups, with certain industries. We saw this, was it last year or the year before, Jay Z signed a controversial deal with the NFL. The NFL is a very, very lucrative business, okay? It's a very lucrative market. A lot of people were very unhappy with that, as the NFL has been very problematic in the way they've dealt with Colin Kaepernick, who famously would kneel to bring awareness to racial injustice within the states. I feel like this is a similar sort of thing. Like, this is getting their foot into certain doors. I don't know what they're trying to do, but I don't think I even want to know. But, you know, look, they're looking out for themselves. There's that line, that lyric in Jay Z's music. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't listen to Jay Z's music. I know nothing. But just from what I've read, there's this line that he has said, that I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. So this is very much giving me those kind of vibes. So as much as I don't like this campaign and what it represents, I cannot stand to see some of the comments that I've seen under the Tiffany Co's Instagram page. There's a lot of and a lot of discriminatory remarks that I don't care for. I mean, I've posted a few examples on the side here, like the image of black people representing a very prestigious company and, like, you know, hyper luxury brands. I do get it. I feel like we need more of that. That being said, within our own spaces, within our own black luxury brands, not old problematic white institutions. So this side of the argument I do not agree with. I don't like it at all, and this points to a larger issue within luxury brands that, you know, black people have been excluded from for so long. This isn't done in the right way. I feel like it was very tone deaf. I really feel like they've severely missed the mark with this one, definitely. I think a way they could have maybe done this in a better way was to find a way to make conflict blood diamonds a thing of the past. So what I mentioned earlier with Canada having their own way to trace their diamonds back, if they were to somehow, you know, initiate some sort of similar fair trade policy to what they do with coffee and cocoa, if they could do that with diamonds or help in some way, then that would make more sense to why they partner with Tiffany's. But, you know, just dash in small $2 million does to like HBCUs. Doesn't quite cut it. Like I don't Anyway, that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to break this down as much as I could in a logical way. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. I know you're gonna watch another video, so you might as well subscribe now. If you agree with me or disagree with me, leave a comment. I'd love to know your thoughts. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys.